What's up, guys? Welcome to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 6. My name is Gary, and also with me is
Cameron, and get ready to listen to some interesting stuff.
Some very, very interesting stuff. This is where the music goes to or something, right?
Yeah, you want to do a beat real quick? We can just do it this way.
No.
I think I can remember. I don't know. Let's try this.
No, well, yeah. I got a cold right now. Otherwise, I would just.
You got a cold?
I would just flow it.
Why? You don't have a cold, dude.
That doesn't make excuse. Don't tell them.
Are you gonna be breathing on a microphone?
All three of our listeners wanted us to flow right now.
I know, but that's okay. They won't hear this part.
They won't, because we're not gonna pretend like we're gonna edit it, but really not, like Conan O'Brien does.
Yeah, I do that a lot of times where I just don't edit.
I'm just not gonna tell them.
Yeah. And then you listen to it and you're like, oh, it's tight. So you half listen to it because you're usually working while you do it. So.
But yeah. So what have you been up to in the game of life?
In the game of life. It's been pretty good this week, yeah. Been working a lot, and then Halloween was around.
Yeah.
Been playing a ton of video games,
Nice. Yeah, we did have that little Halloween thing going, didn't we?
Yeah. It was cool. You guys went out and did stuff, which was cool, right? You guys dressed up.
It was alright, yeah.
You did like 2 costumes, didn't you?
Yeah, not really costumes. I just did I just used clothes and acted like they were costumes.
Yeah, what were your costumes?
I gotta tell people?
Yeah, give us the heads up. We want to know what your costumes are.
No, I just have a lot of hats, 'cause I like hats and stuff, so I just used a hat to be like a disguised celebrity.
Okay, yeah. And that was a fedora with like glasses and like a shirt, yeah.
Yeah, and glasses that broke later.
That was the first night. And
that was
the second night.
The second day I did like Clark Kent or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because I had a Superman shirt. Actually, I went and got a Superman shirt at the Fox Hills Mall. I love that mall because they have things that fit me there. It's hard to find my size.
Oh, yeah?
But our audience really cares about this stuff.
I don't know, dude. It's whatever. We'll just keep talking.
We will, because content is good. Content is good.
Yeah, content is king.
As long as you don't every second.
It's okay. You'll get that, but it'll be all right. Right now, it's natural, so you don't do that. So it's cool. But now that they've heard that,
now they'll know. Whoa, he's been taking it out.
So what you should do is that thing you should drink. You should take a shot every single time that you hear that. You'll probably be completely hammered afterwards. But if you're not 21, don't drink.
Don't drink or drive.
Yeah, don't drive regardless.
Or just don't even drive, even without drinking. Don't drive.
Just don't drive.
Don't drive.
Just live somewhere where you can walk.
Just stay home and watch Netflix.
But then they're not productive.
On your break from doing important stuff.
Yeah, of course. Because you want to be an important designer.
Subtlety.
Yeah, of course, okay.
So, how have you been doing, Gary? Oh, thanks for asking.
Well, that's why I asked about your costume, and then you're supposed to go into your life, dude. Come on, get on this.
Good transition. And for myself, let's see, I didn't get any new clients or anything this week, but I did work on a few client work.
And you're working on a bunch of interface stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing some interface stuff. Got some interface stuff going on.
For a project?
For a little project. Actually, somebody on Dribbble found me, too, and they were interested in a few things, so I've been people have been finding me on Dribbble, so that's pretty...
Brushing up the interface?
Yeah, that's always good stuff.
Totally,
being found without even trying to get found, I like that. Then I'm in the office, just... working on this real big project that's been taking actually a few months. The client has been having some different changes and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm getting too close to the end of that one.
Is that the one you did that illustration for?
Yeah,
you didn't like it.
Yeah, actually it was liked by certain people, but then other people didn't like it. They ended up not using it. And that was a whole nother thing. Yeah, this project I just kind of wanted to almost be over already. Sometimes when things are taking so long, it's just you just want to move on to the next thing.
Totally, yeah.
And I did another, I did start something new recently, a website for like this guy that does little cartoon comics.
Oh, yeah?
For dogs. It's just like a homemade thing. It's not even a thing.
Oh,
it's
that's cool,
It's just one of our clients in the office. It's just like his own personal thing, so I started doing it. But that's not even anything.
That's pretty awesome.
To brag.
That's still cool though.
Yeah, just different things. This is a little bit something more of a personal, not my own personal thing, but it's for his personal thing or whatever. He does little cartoon dog things. Except he made his own logo and he wants to use that logo. You know how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, how many colors are in that logo? how complicated is it?
I think
or how too simple is it?
Speaking of that, I believe the GoDaddy logo was made like that too. Like somebody's daughter or something like that. Like somebody's friend or somebody made it and they just ended up keeping it and they still have the same logo.
Yeah, well, they rule the world of like buying
domain names and stuff.
Domain names and hosting.
But you know what? In most situations, if it's already something that's recognized and people are used to seeing it, it's not even worth changing it. I think.
I think I more know them for their colors now too. It's the orange, the green, and then it's on black usually.
Yeah.
And then it's usually on some girl because they've got like the GoDaddy girls.
They do.
So yeah.
And they usually have those Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, and those commercials with Danica Patrick and all those weird.
And people don't even know a lot of times what's GoDaddy. A lot of people watching those.
Exactly, but as soon as they find out what it is, they already know the brand because of those commercials.
Speaking of the Super Bowl.
What's going on with Super Bowl?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's it.
Great segue to nothing.
That's how I roll. No, but seriously, speaking of the Super Bowl, I heard from a reliable source on the radio.
Yeah.
Not really reliable, but just the radio. That actually the Super Bowl is the second biggest partying holiday, or
in the United States.
Like partying of it's not a holiday, but like in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's the second most celebrated or whatever thing.
Did they say what the first one was?
Yeah.
What was
New
it?
Year's.
Oh, that would make sense.
And the third one is Halloween. That's why it was being talked about.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's really, really cool, actually, to know that. But so it's the second. So
that's a big. You would think New Year's makes sense and Halloween makes sense because, people like dressing up and you could be different characters and whatever. But as far as the Super Bowl thing, I didn't think. Yeah. I like watching the commercials and all stuff. I'm not super into football and stuff, but it's always fun watching something that's like the championship of something, and all these cool advertisements are usually on and stuff. So I like it for that. Yeah. But I didn't think it was the most biggest celebrated thing.
Yeah, I think it's cool just because like the Super Bowl is cool because people get all hyped. Yeah. And you see like people's true colors kind of thing where they'll rep their team and get super like defensive and rivalries will build between friends and stuff. I think that's really, really like a cool thing actually. And
you like those sports documentaries, right? Even though you're not super into sports.
I'm not into sports very much, but I love me like an inspirational sports thing, dude. I've watched so many inspirational
documentary things, right? Yeah.
Not really documentaries, more like sometimes biopics
or
and
even
stuff
movies
like that.
About sports.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally. So I'm down with that usually. But you actually saw a movie recently, didn't you? You saw.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did see a movie.
What'd you see?
I have no idea what it's called.
What was
you could have edited this out, fool. I didn't have it ready.
Well, that's cool. No, I remember what it's called. It's called In Time, and it has Justin Timberlake in it, right?
No, it was Justin Bieber.
Yeah, of course, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it was that. It was that one.
Oh, cool, man. So, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was actually not the best movie ever.
Yeah?
I already knew going into the movie theater that it wasn't going to be the best movie because I had read some reviews about it, but I was just kind of ignoring the review just because I liked the idea. The concept was very interesting to me. It was just original. It felt like something like Total Recall or whatever from the trailer, from the preview. Yeah, and I like stuff like that. And I also had that actor from Mad Men. Which I should probably get his name, but
I don't remember his name, but he was Pete in Mad Men.
He was Pete in Mad Men. Yeah. Yeah, it was just like there was very interesting stuff. I don't know if it's spoiler alert, but basically, I'm gonna say a few things about like what happens in the movie and stuff. But cool. I don't think I'm really gonna ruin it. But
only for me, but I'm cool with
that. But you could edit it out of your head later.
Yeah, I will. Dude, don't worry. I'll just GarageBand
and take out all the
in my head. No, I'll leave those in just to drown out the noise of what you're about to say. So.
So in that movie, everybody's born with a time on their embedded into their hand, kind of, and it starts from the age of 25. Mm-hmm. From I believe I might be wrong on this, but so everybody lives up to the age of 25, and as soon as you turn 25, you don't age anymore at all. But after that point, you only have 1 year to live.
Oh, okay, and then
you have 1 year to live, right? And your time.
Yeah.
Is converted into currency. Now that was such a cool idea. In itself. So time is time is converted into currency. Mm-hmm. So if you want to go buy a taco or whatever, you pay with whatever.
A couple minutes.
You pay with a couple minutes or a couple hours or something like that. If you want to go buy a car, you pay with a couple months or something like that. Huh. So that concept, I thought, was very, very original. I never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes the movie not so good, from what I've been hearing from reviews and stuff, is that Justin Timberlake is not really an action star. And this movie's more kind of like a sci-fi action.
Right.
And so that's what I've been hearing, is that's what's kind of weird about it. And I was hyped on this before, like when I first saw the trailer, I thought the concept was super cool. And I think I'd still like it. I mean, even though Justin Timberlake is a little bit
And
not really an action
like
star.
other movies I've seen with him,
Yeah.
I've liked some of his movies he's came out in.
Yeah, like Social Network he was really good in,
Yeah.
but that's because it's more in the vein of what he's... I think that's kind of in his wheelhouse of like how he can act. I don't think he really can act very well in an action movie. You know, it's kind of like that Tyler Lautner dude being in Abduction, like the guy from Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that he'll make a good action star only because he'll bring tweens into the movie theater, but I don't think that he's an actual good, like, action movie. But then at the same time, like...
this is our second time talking about that gentleman, isn't it? We talked about him before.
Did we? I remember talking in real life, but not on podcast.
Oh, whoa, this is different.
Yeah, this is not real life.
This is not real life.
No, we're suspended in, like, time right now.
We are.
So, in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the only real reason that I could see. But
there was another movie that Justin Timberlake did. Remind me of this one. It was the one where they kidnap a kid. It was a really good movie, extremely good movie. And they kidnap a kid and stuff, and they keep him hostage like the whole day, and some people die in the end of the movie and all this stuff. I don't know if it's a spoiler alert.
You know what? I have vague recollection of what you're talking about.
I'm gonna IMDb it right now.
IMDb it? Okay.
Yeah, so it's just so...
Alright, well I can tell you what, I'm actually going to see a movie tomorrow.
Which one is that?
There is a screening at my work, an early screening for 21 Jump Street. I just found out about today.
Oh, thanks for the invite, bro.
I just found out about today, and they will only, it's like you have to RSVP for it, and I barely got in for it because it's a test screening. It's to see like how it tests with audience and stuff, so it may not even be done, but I thought I'd talk about it a little bit because I'm kind of psyched on it because our company's doing a little bit of the marketing on it. So I got to work on a little bit of the marketing, and I watched the trailer. There's a couple trailers that haven't been released yet that I got to watch, and the movie looks freaking amazing. It's got Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum and Ice Cube. Ice Cube's making his debut, his re-day. I don't know. He's coming back.
He's already done stuff.
He's coming back to the movies, dude. I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time. So
what's the name of that movie again?
21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also I think Johnny Depp's in it, but I didn't see him in the trailer. But it looks cool. It's based off of...
Hold on, let me interrupt. I believe Johnny Depp came out in the original 21 Jump Street, the show.
No, I know. That's why he's coming back.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but it's cool. It looks like a good movie. It's like a buddy cop type movie.
Yeah.
But they go back to high school and they do shenanigans with drugs and all kinds of stuff. It looks really funny and really cool, and I'm pretty psyched to see it. So maybe next week, if they don't make me sign like a non-disclosure or something, I'll talk about it and kind of like just give kind of a review of what I thought. Without giving spoilers, of course, because I think it's still a couple months out. I think it comes out in March.
Yeah, I've seen movies like that, how you're watching that one. I've seen movies like that a couple times, and there's some weird effects, like somebody's falling, but really it's a green screen, and you still see that because it's not fully done.
Yeah.
And the sound effects are a little bit off and weird sometimes, but you still get the gist of the movie.
Yeah, totally. So I thought I'd talk about that, because that looks like it's going to be cool. And since we're still on movies, I might as well just go into... I pulled a couple movies, because I've been kind of keeping up on movies this week. And did you hear about they're making another American Pie movie?
No, I didn't hear about that.
American Pie Reunion, and it's got all the original actors in it.
The last American Pies have all gone straight to like DVD, I believe.
Yeah, and those were just like crappy ones, but now they're going back to with Jason Biggs and all this stuff. And I saw this trailer like a month ago, and for some reason I didn't talk about it because I just forgot.
He's not Jewish, is he?
He is.
Are you sure? I heard
sure.
he looks like it's impossible for him not to be Jewish, but I mean,
did you hear that on
or something? I'm not sure.
It's a possibility. You might.
He
be
looks
right,
extremely Jewish. But
I just assume that he's Jewish because he's got the nose and the hair. So you know.
Some of us got that nose and hair.
Yeah, dude. You don't really have a Jew for going, but you know.
I just got a haircut. Fantastic Sam's and
how
free
much was
shampoo.
Free shampoo?
Yeah, they shampoo.
I gotta get down on that, dude. If they're
No, they shampoo you. They don't give you a bottle of shampoo.
I know. But yeah, so that's coming out in 2012, and I just want to know what you think about another American Pie. Like, after it's been so long since the original one came out, what do you think about having another one come out? Do you think it's still relevant?
It's going to be a whole new demographic. It's going to be a whole new generation, and the people that saw it back in the days, I don't know if they're still going to care. You'll still probably get some of those people that have seen it, like back in the days when the original ones came out. Probably like in the early 2000s or something when that started. Do
you think that, like, since we saw it, and you probably saw the original one when it first came out? I didn't because I think I was a little bit too young. My parents wouldn't let me.
So you're calling me old?
I'm just saying you're a little bit older than me.
Okay.
So You were born a little bit longer.
Now that we're in a podcast, now we're on the podcast. Now we want to be nice guys. All right, I see how it is.
Yeah, normally I'm
now that we're celebrities and got 3 listeners, now we want to be all nice.
Dude,
all right.
I think we got 4, dude.
What?
Yeah, by this time we released our first podcast. And
someone's mom walked in on them listening, so that's how we got the 4th.
Yeah, that's how we got the 4th one. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I think that it's gonna be good is it's gonna pull in a lot of the people that are gonna be going into their 30s. You know, it's gonna be pulling in a lot of them, and then most likely they'll probably bring their kids and stuff too, like the older demographic that saw it when they were already old and they saw the first one, you know, like my parents, and they probably will be pissed that I call them old, but it's okay. But people like that, they'll probably bring their kids. Do
your parents even know that you're a podcast celebrity?
My mom does. She always there's this deal that I made with my mom when I first moved out of here. She was like, you have to call me once a week. And most people are like, well, why do you do that? It's just your mom. And I'm just like, I have to.
No,
so
that makes sense.
I call her once a week, so I call her every Sunday.
Yeah.
And so she always asks me what I'm doing. And so one of the things I said was, we released our first podcast. And she was like, oh, what is that? And I just explained to her what a podcast was.
That's why you lock yourself in your room on Sundays.
Yeah, I have to, dude, for an hour. At least to talk to my mom, okay?
That's what you're doing in there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But now that let's get off of my mom and me having a conversation. But yeah, I think it'll be cool to see, because all those people that were like, you know, in elementary school when those movies originally came out, now they're probably like in their early 20s, you know?
Yeah.
And so now those people, they'll be able to go back and watch the old movies, and it's really good financially for the studio that makes it. And then the other movie that I pulled was actually, there's this animated movie. Looks pretty amazing. Yeah. I posted on Twitter, and it was it's called Paranorman. It's an animated movie by...
Not like Paranormal Activities, but animated?
What it is, it's this little boy, and he can talk to the dead, and then zombies attack his city. Zombies and vampires and all kinds of stuff attack his city. So he has to save his city by basically facing all the fears he's ever had to. It's super cool, man. Like, if you get a chance, check out the trailer. The trailer just came out like a week ago. And I just want to pull a couple names from it. So, like, it's directed by Chris Butler, and he actually was a storyboard artist on Corpse Bride, Coraline, and Tarzan 2.
Oh, okay.
And then it's also co-directed by Sam Fell, which he did Tales of Despero, Flushed Away, and a couple other animated movies. So I just thought it was interesting that Chris Butler, was a storyboard artist up until now, and now he's making his directorial debut on something. So he could be the next kind of like Tim Burton, because Tim Burton started out doing that too, where he did where he like painted backgrounds for like Fox and the Hound and stuff like that at Disney. And then he eventually broke out and he did storyboards in a long time, and then he freaking broke out, and now he's like super big.
He's from here. I believe he's from LA.
Yeah. I think he's from Burbank.
Right.
Is where he's from. Yeah. So we went to the exhibit.
Yeah, we
he
did.
Had an exhibit at LACMA.
That was pretty cool seeing some of that stuff there.
Did you hear that he actually for the Macy's Day Parade or something? They actually invited him to make his own balloon, balloon for it, and he made up a character for it. And I think it's crazy. Like, could you imagine getting to make your own flying balloon to go next to Garfield and all those other characters? Like, I think it's awesome, man. Like,
if we got the opportunity for that, we'll probably make a big old StudioDork logo and put it up there. So.
Nah, dude, we would just do us together, like holding like arm over shoulder, like really dorky, and then having like all these Mac products around us and stuff.
I thought that was our idea for
our balloon,
for a podcast, like
cover. For our album art. Yeah.
People can't know this. This is definitely getting cut out.
No. Yeah, we'll leave this in because you want to know.
This way we can tease people.
Yeah, it's a little bit of tease, you know. We already teased them on something else that hasn't come out. By the time this is out, though, they'll see all this content.
We're just teasers here.
Yeah. So. What do you got on IMDb there?
I got nothing on IMDb. I was looking for some stuff and I couldn't find it.
Oh, okay.
The thing that we were talking about earlier on the other movie that he did that I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Justin Timberlake, but I couldn't find that one. So he's got so much stuff.
He was in Friends with Benefits recently too.
Yeah, he did that one.
I just thought about that. We did some marketing for that too.
Yeah. But you know how I go to my grandma's on Tuesdays normally.
Yeah. You got some cool little treats here to show us. So
yeah, let me show you guys this.
So we're gonna do some visual stuff on our audio podcast.
No, my grandpa.
What was his name?
His name was Numa.
Numa. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Okay, so what did Numa do?
He actually was an engineer in Russia. He passed away in 1994, so he's been actually gone for quite some time.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. So my grandma kept some of his books. He wrote a bunch of different stuff, but 4 books, and she gave them to me tonight because I wanted to hold on to them. Mm-hmm. It's just pretty interesting seeing these books. They're all in Russian. I can't understand anything what they say because I can't read in Russian.
You can read his name though, right?
I can't even read that. I just know by memory that that's how the last name and stuff is spelled on there.
So you can read it then.
I can't read it. It's recognizing the shape. I can't read it.
I know, but that's what I mean. That's all that reading is, isn't it? In like the English language, you remember letters by the shapes that they are.
If it's lowercase letters.
So but
these are capitals. So
well, I can't tell. If
look how boxy they are too. That's like so Russian looking.
I know, and you know what's funny is how like we had that one guy come into one of our classes when we were in class. When we were in school still, and he taught us about when you do all caps, it's harder for people to recognize it because the shape of the word.
It's absolutely true.
So it's interesting that all these are so boxy and just one big line.
I mean, you can get away with it if you have a small amount of words, but if it's like body copy and you're reading a bunch of stuff, your eyes will go crazy. You'll start hurting. You want letters to be small, and if you're gonna, because half of the words, not even a little bit more than half, probably like 40% of the stuff that you're reading, you're not even reading it. You're just doing it by memory with the shapes of the letters.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's why sometimes clients, like the last place that I worked, that's all my client ever wanted. He just wanted all stuff in caps, and it's just like killed me all the time to write like that, man. And it messed me up for life, kind of, because now every single time I type something, the first letter is always capitalized in every single word. I always have to go back and re-edit stuff. I kind of gotten used to doing it, so. But.
Off the topic, also speaking about stuff like that, a lot of times people always also do like a double space after the period.
Yeah,
and that's wrong
weird.
to do that.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
I think the iPhone by default, when you put a period and you put a space, it puts 2 spaces for you too. I believe it does that, but I'm not positive. Anyways, that's off topic. Yeah, so my grandpa wrote these books. He was an engineer. He was also in World War II and stuff. That's a whole other story. But he was an engineer and had like all these crazy ideas about like how to bend metal a certain way and just like different chemistry and all this different stuff involved with it. It's pretty intense, super high level stuff.
Yeah, these illustrations look crazy in here. Like
and this was at that time it was still a communist country, so everything he really didn't make anything from this. He made like such a just like a few pennies or something, like very very small amounts. It was sold. Like these different ideas were sold to different companies and different things were done, but whatever, I don't know.
We'll post these on the post.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that, and then people could see.
Get some images and stuff, dude. Totally.
And it has like some interesting looking kind of retro pictures and stuff in there. We might even make maybe some textures out of these too, out of the Russian letters or something.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty cool.
Another interesting point about these books was that when you first handed them to me, I was like, oh, did he draw all these like technical drawings? And you don't know, right?
It doesn't. You know, my grandma says she doesn't think so. I know my grandpa, like, there's this one, like, the one of the little kid, there's one of the little kid holding his head, like he's thinking. That looks like my grandpa's type of drawing, because my grandpa drew.
Well, if he's an engineer, he kind of had to, especially back then, because he had to be able to work out his ideas. He couldn't just be an idea man, so... that's cool. That would be interesting if he did even these technical drawings, because these are really, really tough to do. I used to do these before I got into design. This was more like CAD and architecture, so really cool.
I'm not positive, and my grandma, I don't think she would even know that if he drew that or didn't draw that. But I'll try to find out if that's possible. Maybe I'll ask around in my family, some other people.
But the point that I was trying to make with the drawing thing was that if he didn't draw them, one of the points that I noticed was there was no artist's name. Like I know we can't read it, but you kind of get an idea if there were 2 names on the front cover.
There isn't. Yeah, it's just his name on there, and that's it.
And your point was that it's a communist country.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that works. As it was like different rules and regulations and stuff. I don't know if they have to, how they involve other people and this and that, and so I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Oh, these are crazy, man. They're like all old and beat up.
And especially like at that time, well, because we're Jewish as well, so at that time it was a little bit difficult for Jews. To have like a Jewish last name and a published book, it was kind of like a huge deal. Yeah. So I don't know. Also, my grandpa has I guess they're called like memoirs. Like he wrote about the wars and all this different stuff. But the United States my grandma was telling me about this today. She donated it to them, and they're holding it in some archive. But she has the copies. She doesn't have the original. She donated it to some organization thing or something. Something with the United States. Something.
It's probably something about history, probably.
Something, yeah. And they're gonna keep it and she gave permission, like they could use it in movies and all this different stuff.
Cool, man.
But so she doesn't have the original. She's gonna give me those as well. But she just has the copies. But she's in the process of reading them herself. It's like my grandpa wrote about how it was during the war and there's like different things happening.
Is it all written in Russian?
It's all written in Russian, so I wouldn't be able to read it or anything.
It'd be interesting to like learn Russian just to read these books. These books probably kind of boring and irrelevant at this point, just because it's on old topics. But it might still be interesting just to kind of see what they were doing back then, you know.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I'm glad you brought those. So we'll post a couple of pictures of those on the blog.
So you guys could see them.
See what we're kind of talking about. And then also, we were thinking about doing some textures, because you also got some Russian magazine things, right, from the Russian neighborhood around here?
Yeah, I go to this grocery store, and I get some food there and stuff, and when I don't know, they usually give me like a little gift when I spend over a certain amount. So they give me like a little chocolate or a little something.
That's fun, because I went with you once and she just handed me chocolate. I was like, I don't know what this is for, because I didn't speak Russian.
I wasn't used to that either, so they just give you these little chocolates, and sometimes, but then this time he just gave me a Russian newspaper, but I don't know how to read in Russian. I only know how to speak and stuff. I don't know how to read. But I just kept it, so I was like, oh, maybe we can make some textures out of this newspaper. Anything with textures, I'm always looking at textures and just looking at different things, because it's just part of our site with something we need to post for people, so they have that. Plus, it's just good. We have it for our projects and stuff as well. So I'm always looking at all that stuff and just trying to think of at least semi-original ideas. It's so hard to find like original stuff.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, and I forgot to point out, but one of the things on this book, one of the books had a cover that was very Bauhaus-ish, which is really cool.
Yeah, you saw that one.
Yeah, it's like, one of them has like a really Bauhaus-ish look. It's got like a curve to it, and then the letters are actually lined up on that angle. It's at like a 30-degree angle, and it's got this shape, this really cool Bauhaus-ish shape, and it's actually flush against it, which I thought was really interesting. So it made me think, like, that means your grandpa lived through Bauhaus era, so I wonder if that was made
I don't know what
in the
year
era
this
of when.
was. No, this is probably like in the 40s.
There's a copyright in the front.
Or something. This is probably like in the. This is 1980.
It was published in 1980?
I don't know, I'm seeing 1980.
Oh, lame, dog. But that's still cool, though. I mean, but regardless, it's still cool.
That makes it suck.
No,
I'm taking it back to my grandma.
I'm going to be like, I want my money back. This one was made in 1971, but he could have written these way before that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. 1964, this one.
Okay, so that one's 1964, this one's 1971, is this one.
But they could have maybe came out before that.
1987, so.
That one's...
But you can kind of tell by the printing.
This looks so familiar. This one with the kid just looks so familiar. Like, I think I've seen the picture. I really have a feeling he drew that one, the one with the kid.
Yeah. The thing that's interesting is, like, if you look at the printing process, because this is over about 2 decades right here, or almost 3. You look at the printing process from beginning to end, because this was the most recent one right here, the one with the kid, and it's got like full color, almost. Like it's kind of interesting just on the printing techniques alone. Now we have to really post a lot of these, just so people understand what we're talking about.
All 3 of them, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we'll just archive the books online. You guys can read them if you want to. Yeah, so.
On dorkazon.com.
Dorkazon. I like it a lot. Oh man, well that was a good. We went serious though. Now I feel like I don't want to talk about the rest.
I know.
Of
Now
this
it's like we got too serious in that one.
Well, no, I'll bring up just a couple other things.
Yeah. Most definitely. Content is king.
Content is king.
Because Burger King got nothing on that.
No, not on that content.
Content is king. Yeah.
So, the other thing I want to talk about, so we're going to go into something that's totally in the opposite direction of that.
You're going to talk about t-shirts.
I'm going to talk about video games. Okay?
No, yeah.
So, you probably heard about this, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Uh-huh.
They made an announcement to make an announcement, which I thought was interesting. So
just hyping it up.
There's been a lot of theories out there because it comes out. So tomorrow they're actually releasing a trailer to tell us what Grand Theft Auto 5 is more about.
By tomorrow, Cameron.
It's Wednesday, November 2nd.
November 2nd. That's the date.
Yeah. So I just want to get your thoughts on what you think. Because I know you're not a big gamer, but I know everyone's kind of got the feel for Grand Theft Auto at some point, you know?
No, Grand Theft Auto is a really cool game.
So what do you think, after seeing all the other Grand Theft Autos, what do you think the location or the time period or whatever the next game's going to be about? Based off of, I kind of want to show you an image here.
It's going to be on Mars, no?
Dude, that would be awesome, but then it would just be, you know. But, okay, so this is all they released was this. And so what do you think, based off of that, what era do you think it might be?
There's really no way to know just from this little thing.
Well,
but based on the stuff I heard, let me see.
Look at the number 5, because I've been hearing a lot of rumors about it. I just want to get your feel on it, since you're not a huge gamer. The Roman numeral 5 has some cool like textures
Yeah, it
and
looks like
feels to it.
stuff or something.
So what do you think as far as like era that it could be in? Because remember, San Andreas was done in the 90s, so they're talking about possibly having it go back further, or possibly And then what city do you think it'll be in?
It feels like kind of a little bit decorative. So
okay, so no, that's cool. So what are you thinking from decorative?
Maybe something Victorian or something.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually interesting.
No, I don't know. It does feel a little decorative.
So
Maybe like the real early, like 100 years ago, maybe even something like that.
You are
possibly. I don't know.
No, but you are with the majority. Most people are thinking that V, the textures and stuff on it look a lot like what's on the dollar bill.
See, I'm not even looking at the V necessarily. I'm looking at that decorative part.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think that looks like?
That feels like something like Victorian or something decorative.
Yeah, so when you look on a dollar bill, they've got a lot of stuff that looks like that.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So people were speculating that it could be the early 1900s, like when the dollar bill became really relevant,
right.
And stuff like that.
But I heard something also like something European. It was going to go more like to England or something like France or something like that.
Yeah, so that's another thing is this could still be in LA. A lot of people have been speculating that it could be done in LA. So it could actually be in LA.
They did one of the Grand Theft Autos, which was in LA, but they didn't call it LA.
Exactly, yeah.
Which one was that one?
I don't remember. It could have been San Andreas. It could have been, yeah. I can't remember 100%, but that's one of the things they've been talking about, it being either in LA or in London. Those are the two that people are speculating. And then the other thing was just that they're speculating the time period being either 1899 or sometime in the 30s, 20s, or 30s. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought we'd bring it up just from a design standpoint, what you can pick up from it, So I thought that would be cool. And then the last thing I want to talk about was there's a site, our friend Christian, he posted on his Facebook. You haven't even seen it because I just got it like 5 minutes ago. He posted this site on Facebook, or it's called artoflightmovie.com. What it is, it's like a snowboarding movie. But the reason I pulled this is because what they're doing, and Gary hasn't seen this, and I wish I could show it to him to see it, but I'm just going to kind of explain it. The site is actually built so interestingly. They're using HTML5 with like Canvas and all these cool web techniques, and they're using parallaxing. Remember when we saw that Nike site where it did like the background moved in the front? So this one took it a step further, and you can't see it on here, but this whole background is actually giant. It's like huge. And basically what it is when you click to each one, on here it's just going to show just like clicking, but it scrolls down, up and down, but when you scroll up and down, it actually scrolls left and up and all over the place. It goes around in a circle.
Like in a 360.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. But another thing that's cool about it is if you look at the trailer for the movie, I'm not a huge snowboarding fan, but this made me super hyped on this trailer. It's just the trailer looks amazing.
This is a movie coming out, is it?
It's just they do like skate movies and snowboarding movies. That's basically what it is, snowboarding movies. But these guys, what they do?
You used to skate, right, when you were a kid?
I skateboarded for 10 years. Wow. Yes, so I did. I skateboarded for a long time, but that was in the past. And now we're here at StudioDork, so that's how it rolls. Yeah. You didn't like that? All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Wait, so is that like a bad subject, skating? I'm gonna always bring it up now.
No. It's just like, how can I explain like my 10 years of skateboarding in a podcast where they can't see anything?
Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like a big deal then. It's vice versa what I thought. So it's not something that even offends you. Then I can't. No, it doesn't even make sense to bring it up.
No,
I thought it offended you. That's why I brought it up.
That's why you brought up your grandpa, right?
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. Whoa. Anyway.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon on me. But anyways, but yeah, so I don't know if you want to watch this trailer right now. I don't think that people want to hear us.
No, people don't want to hear it.
I didn't
People
think
don't even want to hear us. They left earlier. They haven't even been listening to us.
Well, I mean, if they left, then they just missed out on the best part where I talked about my first time that I ever... Just kidding. I'm not going to talk about that.
What? Are you talking about the first time that you had your first math class?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when, your grandpa actually taught me
Hey,
math class.
twice? Way too soon.
But yeah, so I just want to bring that site up because it's a cool web design thing. So that was artofflightmovie.com. And just check it out. It's really cool, and they have some games and stuff on there and some little stuff. But I just thought that the way the site was built is really interesting, and I think that it's one of the best built sites. And it works on the iPad, but it just doesn't have their animations because there's still some HTML stuff that I think people haven't figured out how to work out. The whole parallaxing thing on like
these browsers they're made for probably computer browsers, right?
Yeah, exactly, for scrolling with it. Yeah. So I thought I'd bring that up. So that's cool.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to bring up because it's
But
cool.
yeah. So anyway, so now that we're basically done with the show at this point.
No, we're not.
Oh yeah, you got another topic?
I got nothing.
Actually, I was gonna ask you. I know that we're pretty much done
Wait,
because
whoa,
I think we're
whoa,
pushing
whoa.
like. Oh, we're not done.
We're
Okay?
not done, guys.
We're not
Okay,
done.
hold on. Put on your pen.
You had something about Adobe. Remember, you were talking to me about something Adobe on like Monday or something, or last Monday, and you told me, "Oh yeah, I'll use this for the show." Did you ever do any research on that, or did you?
On what? Oh, there's some kind of new software that Adobe came up with.
Yeah, what was it called? Do you remember?
I don't, but
What was it? Do you remember what it was even about?
I saw it on Lynda, and I just looked at. It's just something with Flash and something with web. You could check it on Lynda.
Okay, so just lynda.com. It was one of the like feature videos.
It's just something.
Recently.
They're still in beta with it or something like that. You know what? Because I always go on Lynda and just trying to see the newest stuff and the new tutorials and just seeing if there's anything new. Because you always want to be up on stuff.
Of course.
Within all the new information. But I'm checking. I'm checking on Lynda right now on the website to see, so I can tell you what it is. So I'm on my iPad checking on Lynda.
Yeah, I think it was something that had to do with web technologies. I remember you brought me up to it and just basically said like, "Have you ever heard of this?" And I was almost gonna say yes, even though I hadn't seen it yet. And then I was like, no, let me read it. And so I read it, and I kind of got a little bit of just something about web, but I thought you were doing a little more research on it, so that's why I brought it up.
Cool! On Lynda they have a new thing for the new 60D camera.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a
awesome.
40D, but that's irrelevant. But yeah, I just saw that because I haven't been on Lynda for a couple days.
Well, while you're talking about this, we actually went to a photography show recently.
I think we told them that last.
Did we? We bought a bunch of lighting
We
equipment?
told them that.
I haven't cut that
last
episode
podcast.
yet, so it's okay. I can cut this whole thing out or just leave it in, and they'll be like, "You're an idiot because you didn't remember."
No, you're not an idiot.
I gotta beep that out. Beep,
There is no
'cause
idiots.
Idiot is a word.
There is
I'm
no
just kidding.
there's no idiots allowed in this podcast. Trying to see if it's this one. Yeah, it is. So it's called Edge.
Oh, okay, Edge.
Edge is a new application from Adobe built for web designers and interactive designers. Edge enables you to create content with interactivity and smooth, expressive motion that displays across platforms and devices.
This is Morty on Lynda talking about it.
While Edge isn't a finished product yet, Adobe is making it available as a free technology preview. In this first look at the application, I'll give you an overview of what Adobe Edge
So
is.
it goes with Flash and
Then
Dreamweaver.
I'll
Works
take you through the
together.
intuitive Edge interface.
It looks
with the
like
timeline that is
After
similar to that
Effects.
found in Adobe After Effects. And we'll learn to incorporate text, images, and graphics as we work. I'll also show you how to add interactivity by defining events to handle things like clicks and links. So let's get started taking a first look at Adobe Edge.
So like
Sorry,
although my eyes are open always and I like learning new things, just having all these different tools is not necessarily always good. Just sticking to a few of the tools and getting really, really good at those tools is what I like doing. I don't like having all these different.
From my understanding from the video, though, even though it was really short and we only got like a really quick preview, it almost looked like it's a way to not eliminate Flash and Dreamweaver fully, but kind of like a way for someone to break in without actually having to deal with coding and like because I feel like Flash is a little bit clunky sometimes.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Dreamweaver. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit. Dreamweaver.
There was another program that already kind of did this stuff before, which Adobe made.
It's an InDesign, right? It's like Catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catalyst is something, but this looks like it's a little bit. Because Catalyst, I think, was more like user friendly a little bit more, where like you basically put your graphic, you move it, and then it would be an animation. And here it looks like it's kind of like
if you want, you could look through the whole tutorial and do a review about it.
Oh, okay. Let me do a little more writing. That's a good idea.
No, it's I don't think this one's too long, but I don't know how valuable this particular one would be.
Well, it's cool. I mean, if you want to though.
An hour. This one's an hour and 3 minutes.
We have been actually thinking about bringing in another writer recently.
Yeah.
So if you think that you want to write on StudioDork, you can be a guest writer. Just if you want to do a review on this product, so we want a review of this product on our site, right? So why don't we go ahead and just open it to the listeners? If you want to do a review on it, like
by you guys, he means you, the listener.
Yeah. So you, the listener, just write like I don't know, maybe like a couple paragraphs about it, kind of what you thought about it, what you think it'll be used for, maybe where you think it's going to be going, something about it, and then just go ahead and send it to us at StudioDork@gmail.com.
Right.
And just go ahead and send it to us, and we'll review it, and maybe we might do a little bit of editing to it, but we're gonna try to put it up in its entirety if we think. But if we get a ton of submissions, then maybe we'll do this in the future. Maybe a product that we like, we'll just have one of you guys review it because we're pretty busy because we're trying to like put the new site up and keep up with our normal posts. And with just two of us, it's a little bit hard. Like my goal is to get 14 posts up a week. We're getting close to about 11. So if you guys want to figure out a way to fill those 3, just start sending us your topics, what you guys think. And this is kind of on the fly what I just said because Gary.
No, that works.
I know, yeah, I know. I can tell by your face. You're also to stop me like, stop looking at me like that, like in episode 2. Call back.
We should remix all the episodes and put them all together. History. No, that's true though. We should. I totally agree with that. We talked about that earlier, bringing in a few people.
Yeah, if you, like we said, if you want to, just go ahead and you can even send it to us, like a link to it on Twitter. Like, say you wrote it on your blog. Exactly. Just send us a link to it on Twitter, and then we'll just take it and we'll post it on our blog somehow. And we'll make it work, and we'll give you credit. And
we'll have your website and your name will be on it, and we'll talk about you on the podcast and everything like that.
Even if you're not a designer and you're like a writer and you're just trying to like get your feelers out there and kind of do stuff. Totally down with that. I want to see your perspective. From someone that's not a designer, I'd like to see their perspective on this software as well, And it could be anything either, like movies, music, games, anything.
Products.
Anything at all. So just try to keep it a little bit short. Don't give us something that's like 3 pages. Give us something that's a little bit short.
Also, like a lot of times I would go like a MacRumors.com, that website, and check out a lot of different things going on, a lot of the rumors and speculations about Apple products.
Yeah.
So I went a couple days ago on there and I saw that they were... Because you have the Apple 4S.
Yeah, the iPhone 4S.
The iPhone 4S.
I don't have an Apple with a 4S running, but sorry.
Yeah, you have the iPhone 4S, and I have the Apple.
iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Siri lady.
Yeah, Siri. Yeah, the new software that I just found out today that Apple actually bought the company. That's why it's called Siri.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought that it was saying an acronym for something, but that's cool.
So all that is a technology. I don't think it's any hardware on
software. It's all software, right? Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but you're just like a technology. I'm like, of course it's technology, but there's a certain type of technology. So
yeah, it's pretty much there is no hardware required in the phone for this technology to work. All it is just a piece of software. But this particular software is made to work specifically with the 4S. I believe some people figured out a way to make it work on the regular 4. So I was reading about that on MacRumors. So it's still not perfect and stuff, but I don't know. They're still in the process of making it work perfectly, but they're pretty close. That's from what I got. That's basically what I'm saying. It's possible, I believe, for Siri to work on a iPhone 4S. So iPhone 4.
Well, in that case, like I bet you could work on both versions of the iPad as well.
Possibly. Yeah.
As you were saying that, I just started thinking about it, but the one thing that limits Siri that I've noticed
Internet.
is. Yeah, you have to have internet. And I've had a couple times where I wanted to ask questions. Like today I wanted to ask if there are Korean ninjas.
I'm hungry. What should I eat? Oh, is it Korean ninjas?
Yeah, because we were at work, I was at work playing a card game with this Korean dude, and the Korean dude was just like, he was like really fast, and I was just like, are there Korean ninjas? He's like, I don't know. And then somebody was like, ask Siri. And so I asked, and she told me that there were ninjas, Korean ninjas, north and south. So, but they're all dead now, supposedly. So. But yeah, that's totally off topic. But yeah, Siri, it'd be cool to work on like iPads and everything.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how exactly how accurate that is, but as you know, obviously that's just a rumor. But I thought it was quite interesting, so I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But check a lot of different stuff out there. It's MacRumors.com. They have a bunch of interesting stuff that usually a lot of times ends up really being more than just a rumor.
Yeah.
So I like that website very much.
Totally. Well, that looks like that's probably about the end of the show now. Totally.
Yeah.
So,
even though we said it was the end of the show like 20 minutes ago.
It's okay, man. We're going to leave that in there.
Content is good. Content is Burger King. Yeah,
Burger King. No, man. No, man. Come on.
McDonald's.
No, man. Whoa.
Come on, chicken nuggets. What?
Only if they're veggie.
Yeah.
Only if they're veggie.
Thanks, guys, for listening to us on this, what?
No, we got to go into like how they can contact us.
Oh, never mind. No thanks.
This is like a lot of false ends. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions or anything at all that you want to contact us for any reason at all, go ahead and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/StudioDork, or you can find us on Twitter? The tweets, what? Twitter at StudioDork, and then you can also go to our website, you can leave comments on anything, or you can even email us at studiodork@gmail.com, and we actually just got a YouTube and a Vimeo up, but we haven't actually posted anything yet.
Yeah, we're gonna soon have all our podcasts and all that stuff on there as well. So
and we got a couple of video things we're working on as well. So definitely, if you get a chance, while you're on YouTube, follow our channel as well. And Vimeo, it's the same thing, Studio Dork. You probably, if you look up Studio Dork on Google, you'll probably like the top like 20 hits or something will probably all be our different like social networking things. So definitely hit us up, man. We're always willing to have fans look at what we're doing. So.
Or women.
Oh yeah, totally woman. I was like, hold on, why did you say woman? But yeah.
No, yeah. So guys, as Cameron said, like let us know if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything or any ideas. We're always open. We're very open minded, and we're welcome to anything new and challenges.
Yeah, totally. So.
Thanks for listening to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 6.
You don't have to go that crazy, but yeah.
That's what it says in the thing that we practice.
The script, I know. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for listening and stay dorky.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
That means goodbye in like hood, right?
Say goodbye in Russian. Now. Do it.
Why you say now?
Monkey, do it.
Monkey.
Dance, monkey, dance.
До свидания, guys.
Is that how you say it?
No.
Adios.
Speaking Spanish just because you're
I
in
know,
LA? What a racist.
There
Testing.
you go.
Testing. Uno, dos, tres. Testing. Uno, dos, tres.
Totally.
Testing. Раз, два, три. Раз, два, три.
So now we're
Testing.
speaking Russian. I wish I spoke a language so I could like add to this. Like,
Why are you trying to say extra stuff so you can add this in the deleted
no, dude.
scenes?
No,
I know what you're
There's
doing.
no deleted scenes
Just
anymore.
because your
We
bottle of
changed the
water has
format.
your bottle of
My bottle
water.
of water's going away.
Your
because
bottle of
you're
water
making fun
has
of
like
it, dude.
such a small nutrition facts label on it. That's weird.
Dude, size don't matter sometimes. Okay?
Only for nutrition facts or what?
No, dude, just period.
Okay,
But-
that's nasty. Steve.